Greetings, I'm Robi Marshall, and I'm currently working with others on developing the Arma Dei Academy School of Rhetoric, planning to open in fall of 2021, next August. I'd like to update you on the progress that we've been making. I've been associated with Arma Dei Academy in a variety of ways since 2012 when it began. How it has grown. 285 students are currently enrolled, grades pre-K through grade 8, for the start of this next school year. And many of you keep asking, what about the next step? Aren't students supposed to move on to the rhetoric level? Isn't the rhetoric level the culmination of a classical Christian education? How can we possibly stop now? We must complete what we've begun. I visited with many of you when I was there mid-March with the express purpose of seeking your input regarding the School of Rhetoric, Design, and Culture. What did you want to see? What were you most afraid of losing? In your mind, in your eyes, what did an Arma Dei 12th grade graduate look like, sound like, think like? Your input influenced the many steps we've been working on since that time to develop the School of Rhetoric. We began first with the end in mind. We worked to refine our portrait of a graduate. We wanted to make certain that the end goal was clear, definable, and measurable. The Arma Dei Academy Board of Directors approved this enhanced statement on the portrait of a graduate. Listen, Arma Dei Academy intentionally nurtures a graduate who seeks Christ in all human endeavors, supported by a comprehensive biblical worldview, lives the character of Christ with wisdom, virtue, and compassion, graduates college ready with a strong foundation in the classical liberal arts, contributes joyfully to authentic Christian community, and creates culture as a beacon of Christ's love in society, through an intentional calling while countering the culture at large when needed, intelligently and with conviction. From that point, we worked to define our distinctives. We began to define the differentiating culture we aim to create in the School of Rhetoric. We developed a competition analysis of those schools in our primary radius most like us to determine how we compare and how we differ. We came to realize that we will offer unique opportunities not found in surrounding schools. Arma Dei Academy School of Rhetoric will be distinctively different in many ways. Here are a few. The School of Rhetoric will systematically roll out one grade per year. That means in the fall of 2021, ninth grade will begin, and the next year, 9th, 10th, until we get to the point of all grades, 9 through 12, being populated by the year 2025. The study of the Bible, theology, and a biblical worldview remain the source of all that's taught at Arma Dei. This institution remains doggedly committed to viewing and experiencing all of learning through the lens of God's holy word. Every rhetoric student will become experienced in studying the Bible and applying it to every subject winsomely, and that they might always be ready to give an account for the hope that is in them, yet with gentleness and reverence. Rhetoric students continue the comprehensive sweep of history, of literature, of languages, of math, of science, of Bible and theology in an ever-broadening understanding toward more advanced topics, to learn to weigh and to discern. Wisdom is the primary aim during the rhetoric stage. Students will learn to fitly express themselves through written and oral presentation and argument that they will learn through courses on formal rhetoric. This is where all coalesces, all learning from the tributaries rush into that mighty river of learning, of understanding, of wisdom. Because of the rich rhetoric level course of study, all graduates will be college ready, and they will have had the benefit of small classes. Arma Dei believes that students benefit from direct contact with their instructor. They're able to gain traction in difficult subjects, and they're most likely to engage in lively, difficult, and honest conversations in smaller groups. And discuss they will, because rhetoric level learning centers on conversational design. They will wrangle with hard questions. They will connect with great thinkers from the past who confronted issues very much like those we're confronting today. And our students will gain the benefit of those great thinkers. Rhetoric level students will capstone their learning in a senior thesis, which often attacks thorny issues. Spanning their senior year, this research and writing project culminates in a formal and judged presentation. This will be a distinctive of the School of Rhetoric at Arma Dei. Events and galas, while still in the concept design, we're excited about these. Occasions and celebrations to highlight a country that's just been studied. What about providing cultural training, protocol, dancing instruction, an event to highlight the country, provide historic music and dancing, encourage costuming and dining on food originating from that country. Dr. Denlinger says 2 thumbs up, but we must begin with Scotland, and we must begin with the Scottish Ceilidh, the celebration. And of course, there will be so much more. As you can hear, Arma Dei School of Rhetoric will hold many distinctives unique to our local school market. The board has approved this statement as our market distinctive. The primary case for enrollment in Arma Dei Academy School of Rhetoric will be the Christ-centered academic distinction of its graduates. Determining our market distinctives generated the next step in our development, and that was our graduation requirements. They had to be designed to fulfill our portrait of a graduate, and we researched top-tier colleges, Princeton, Stanford, colleges in Colorado, colleges throughout the United States, Christian colleges, state colleges, etc., in order to make certain that we establish graduation requirements that will meet the requirements of these universities. Next, we moved on to the course of study. This is the comprehensive map. It's taking a little bit closer view at actually what will be taught when, grades 9 through 12. We researched dozens of classical Christian schools from across the nation to establish the class schedule. And now, even now, people are at work developing the detailed 9th grade scope and sequence so that it is ready to go August 2021. We worked from there on establishing teaching competencies in campus organizations. What will it take to begin? What will the classrooms look like? So many decisions. And many are yet to be made. But the greatest news? The greatest news is that building construction has begun. Most recently, we've been at work on a multi-year financial plan and projection of the capital expenses necessary to support the School of Rhetoric. You may wonder what you can be doing at this point. 3 things. Number 1, please prioritize with us. Know that we will plan well, and the rollout of 1 grade per year will be deliberate and steady. While we have many dreams and ideas for a full docket of activities and sports, etc., realistically, they'll grow right along with us. We will not have everything in the first year, but in the second year, we'll have more than we had in the first year. Please plan to participate. As steps continue forward, consider how you can participate in this on-ramp toward the School of Rhetoric. Spreading the word, talking to others about the School of Rhetoric, your own children, your neighbors, other parents at Arma Dei. Contribute to a capital campaign. We'll tell you more about that later. And finally, plan to place your upper-level students in the Arma Dei School of Rhetoric. It is just around the corner. And finally, the 3rd thing, please continue to pray with us. Know that we're in the midst of serious planning with the expectancy to begin 9th grade in August 2021. So much depends on emerging from these difficult months, on the Lord's provision, and on your participation. Our prayer from 2 Timothy 3 is that Arma Dei will continue to be given to teaching that all Scripture is breathed out by God, profitable for teaching, for reproof, for correction, and for training in righteousness, that the man of God, that the woman of God, that the graduate might be complete, equipped for every good work. Thank you.